Hi, everybody. So normally I sit down and I think about what I'm going to say and I set up my studio and I record and I edit and I add music and I think really hard about every little thing I want to say, and I think sometimes that ends up stopping me from saying anything and no video ever gets made. So I decided to go live and just so I could speak from the heart and not overthink things. So right now, as you know, we're going through a bit of a pandemic, and because of that, there's going to be a lot of social distancing right now, which I think is the right move. I'm not saying that that's not what we should be doing, but it does make it very difficult for freelancers like myself because our gigs are getting canceled. Whether you work in the theater or you work as a filmmaker or whatever, there's so many gig-oriented industries. So for me, I'm a little bit grateful because I was concerned a few weeks ago that there was going to come a point when I didn't feel comfortable going somewhere to do a wig fitting or a haircut, and I would feel like I was being overly anxious and paranoid. Like I was worried people would judge me, but now everybody is doing this, so that takes a lot of stress off of my shoulders of having to make the decision whether or not to go somewhere because the decision is taken away from me. So I kind of appreciate that on a certain level. But the problem is there's going to be a lot of people out of work. Think about waiters and waitresses. There's a lot of restaurants that people aren't going to anymore, or they're just having a lot less business, and the waiters and waitresses, and the servers, aren't getting the tips and the commissions they used to get. And so a lot of people are going to be struggling, and it's going to have a huge effect on the economy. I mean, yes, the stock market went down, and that sucks, but there's like a ripple effect. It's not just about, losing your stock. And I just wanted to share this idea with you that if you did buy theater tickets or concert tickets, and now that event has been canceled, please consider donating the amount of money. Consider donating the cost of that ticket to that theater company. They are struggling right now too. If you're able to do that, if you're not, of course, you have to do what's best for you, of course. But they're really struggling. A lot of companies, we've rented costumes, we've paid for the space, we had, designers and directors and stage managers that we have to pay. The musicians, I don't know. I'm assuming some people aren't going to be paid because they're not going to be doing the work. If you get paid to play in the pit, like in the orchestra for a show, you get paid per show, and if there aren't enough shows, I'm assuming they're not going to be getting paid. I've heard of so many places, schools and theater companies that had auctions and galas and fundraisers coming up that have to be canceled or postponed, and that's a huge portion of their income. And so they're really struggling. So if that's something you're able to do, please consider doing that if you haven't already or if you haven't thought of that. For me personally, I have 3 weddings coming up that I'm doing hair and makeup for the bride. One wedding, they've already told me that they're postponing it. That's fine. It's the right thing to do. I'm not upset about that. The other 2, I haven't heard from them yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they postpone, or maybe just do a really small ceremony and then have a big party later, which I'm assuming they still want their hair and makeup done for, so maybe I'll still be hired for that. I was working on a high school show that we were just about to open this weekend. The students had been working on this show for months, and it was tech week, and we had our first tech rehearsal with costumes and wigs, and we got the news, after we started the run-through, that the show would be canceled, and they decided to not interrupt the show until intermission, so they did the whole first act. Meanwhile, rumors were spreading backstage because people had gotten wind of this, and there were so many tears, and we had to sit down and explain, and it's a world health issue, obviously. But I mean, I just remember in high school the show, the production was like my whole point. Like that was the whole reason I went to school was to be in the show. Like it's like what everything was leading up to, and if you're a senior, especially, it was like the biggest deal in the world. And then it gets canceled. Can you imagine the heartbreak? And then to find out that the sports at the school weren't canceled, and that really pissed people off. For a good reason. Now the sports have been canceled as well. It's just trickling. But I just felt so heartbroken for these students. So tomorrow I'm going to go to the theater and meet with the costumer, and I'm going to start putting the wigs away. I've borrowed wigs and bought wigs from so many different places. I can't read that message right now because I'm driving, but I'll do that in a bit. What was I going to say? Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to go to the theater and we're going to, organize all of the wigs. We're hoping to postpone the show, but it's hard to know when this is going to end. Something we were really hoping to do was to have a run through and film it, just so they could show their parents. But they weren't even allowed to have rehearsals or gatherings or assemblies or anything. So I feel really lucky, to be my own boss. If I was working for another company, I might just be laid off. Although, then I could get unemployment, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, this is just a hard time. Right now I'm going to work. I have 2 clients. I decided that I would take 2 clients today. I brought a mask just in case, someone's coughing at the salon or I feel unsafe in any way. And by the way, just FYI, masks do work. The reason the government is telling you, or the news is telling you that masks don't work because they're so essential for the medical industry that people were hoarding the masks and there weren't enough for the medical professional. So instead of just saying that, they said, oh, they don't work anyway. What they do, that's not true. N95 masks, of course, are better, but anything that can help create a barrier when you have an airborne virus is beneficial. And I can link a study, a well-done study in the description later if people don't believe me. But anyway, side note. But it is true. Like, we need to leave the masks for the professionals. So, having a few on hand is good, but that's it. Don't go crazy hoarding them. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about some of the thoughts that are on my mind right now. How heartbreaking it is that shows are being canceled, but it is for the safety of everybody. And I think that's important in the long run. I'm sure you've all been seeing stuff on Facebook about this and wherever social media you go to. And I know I'm a relatively tiny YouTuber, so a lot of you probably don't even care about what's going on in my life, and you probably don't even care about my opinions, but I just felt like it was important for me to share what was on my mind right now, and if you don't care, fine, that's fine. And a lot of you maybe you don't know what goes into putting on a production, and so I just wanted you to be aware of all the people that one event being canceled affects. There's the stagehand, there's the pit, like I said, the actors, the venue itself, and already in the arts, we are struggling so much to stay afloat as it is. It's very hard right now. So, especially for small local community theaters. I'm working on several shows right now, and I'm feeling really, this is what I was going to talk about. I'm feeling very, not panicked, not freaking out, but it's hard for me to not know what's going on. That feeling of unknowing of what the plan is. I'm working on a show, like I said, the high school show that got canceled, that's over. Another show, they're suspending rehearsals, they're hoping to postpone, we don't know. There's another, it has not been canceled, but they're trying to have the rehearsals be like extra fast and get a lot more done per rehearsal so that if there is a suspension of rehearsals for a while, they won't lose too much time, which makes sense, but it's hard because there's only so much you can do in a rehearsal. And And, when you take a long break, people lose focus and they forget things that they've learned and they have to relearn things. And who's to say in April or May this is going to be over, I mean, it's hard to know. We're just taking one day at a time. Meanwhile, I'm in pre-production for shows over the summer, and I'm doing research for that. It's hard to know, should I start buying things or not? I had to return a whole bunch of makeup that I bought. Usually makeup is not returnable, but this particular vendor let me return some stuff. I hadn't opened it. I hadn't even I hadn't broken any seals. So they were understanding. So I was able to return a bunch of stuff to save the theater company some money because they're not going to be able to recoup the cost. Not only do they not get to put on the show, and they spent a ton of money to put the show on, building the sets, getting the costumes, everything. Now we're not going to make any of the money that we would have made from the ticket sales. And so, you're even bigger in the hole. You're even more in the hole. Yeah. It kind of sucks. But let's stay positive. Let's stay looking out for each other. Don't be hugging and kissing each other. That's especially hard for me because I'm a hugger and I'm a friendly person. And when people come in for a hug, it feels really insulting to say, "Whoa, step back." It's like, to me, it feels like I'm rejecting them as a person, and it's not about that at all. And I just know my mom's going to want to be hugging and kissing all over me when I see her next. And she's an acupuncturist, so I know anybody who has any, if she has a cold or anything, she's going to be like, "Oh, let me give you a treatment. I need to help heal you." So my mom's going to be exposed to all these people, and she's going to be, "Oh, they're fine. It's probably just a cold." And it's like, you don't know that. There's no way to know. And then she wants to hug me. Oh, Mom. But I know she wants to take care of people, so that's good. I'm glad she's like that. I'm lucky to have a parent who wants to help other people. But you have to take care of yourself a little bit too. Anyway, so those are my thoughts. I still have videos that I've edited or videos that I've filmed that I haven't finished editing because I've just been so preoccupied with these shows that I'm working on, and then also when I'm not working on the shows, I am studying for the real estate exam. I'm going to become a real estate agent, which is pretty exciting. And when I'm not doing that, I'm staring at my phone trying to get all the latest updates on this whole virus pandemic thing. So it's kind of hard for me to sit myself down and focus on editing a video for you guys. I recorded a video weeks ago of The Witcher, and it looks really cool with him all veiny, when he took the potion. I don't know. If you haven't seen The Witcher, you should. It's really fun. And I still haven't finished editing it. Sometimes it just gets overwhelming. So, that's the other reason. I guess I already said that at the beginning. That's the reason I'm doing this live video because, sometimes I just overthink things and I just want to say stuff. So I'm saying stuff, and I hope it's helpful, and I hope you find it interesting and helpful and whatever. If you have any questions about anything, go in the comments. I'd love to chat with you. The theater industry is not dead forever. We'll get back on our feet. It's going to be okay. I hope too many companies don't go under because of this, because if you don't know already, there's also a new law in California called AB5, which affects contractors. It was a way to help Lyft and Uber drivers by requiring them to become employees instead of contractors because they were being treated like employees because they were told where to be and when to be there. And, there was other factors as well. But because of this, it's really affected the freelance community as well, and a lot of companies can't afford to make contractors employees. It costs a lot more money for them. And so a lot of companies were struggling with that anyway. And now they're not even going to be able to put on, their spring show, which is a huge way to make money. And so, yeah, it's scary, it's hard, and the arts are so important, and I really hope that they are okay and we can get through this. Messed up story. My friend posted on Facebook today that she works in the box office at a company, and she also stage manages for them. And she got a nasty voicemail from a patron who who accused them of closing opening weekend of their show because they were not ready to open. They said, you are using COVID-19 as a scapegoat because you aren't prepared. You're not ready to open. What? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's not like they wanted to close. That's just the nerve of some people, And I know it's hard. And the kids were so upset. The high school students, some were resigned and sad, and others were just pissed off, Now, there were some high schools that were going to continue to do their shows. I know, wow, thank you, Tori. Wow. There were some high schools that are continuing to do their shows, but they've limited the number of seats that they're selling, and they are, spacing them out really far apart. Is that the right choice? I'm not sure. You're still in a confined room. You're still breathing each other's air. There's been some studies that say, they called it aerosol, but the aerosol spray of, the virus you're sharing stays in the air for quite a long time. I don't know. But they have to make the right decision for them. And the school district that I was working with decided it was best to cancel, And in some ways, I wish they had canceled a couple weeks ago or just last weekend, so we didn't get to this point where we're wearing the costumes on the set, so excited, we're about to open in a few days, and then it's just canceled. I had a feeling that this was coming, but it's still so hard. Anyway. But yeah, please support your local theater companies, support the waiters and waitresses. Some people are saying just because you're not going to restaurants doesn't mean you can't order food from them. That's your choice. I know some people would prefer to just eat food that they've prepared themselves right now, and you know what? That's fine. You do it. You do what's best for you. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area right now, and honestly, I thought that we would be hit a lot harder. I was surprised that Seattle got hit worse than we did with numbers of cases and deaths faster, because we have so much international travel and businesses around here, and conventions and things. Of course, a lot of conventions were canceled. But so right now we're okay. Yes, the toilet paper and the hand sanitizer is impossible to find, but people are still being nice to each other from what I've seen. So that's good. So let's try to be nice to each other, okay? Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if you care, but I appreciate those of you who do. And I am so grateful to have this channel. I'm so grateful for the support. I never thought my channel would explode the way it has. And of course, it's not exploded compared to other people. But for me, thank you, Tori, for caring. For me, my 2,000-something subscribers means the world to me, because a lot of you I don't know. There's a handful of people who are friends from Facebook and friends from childhood and clients and whatnot, and you were supporting me by subscribing to my channel, but a lot of you I don't know. And the fact that someone I don't know cares about what I'm doing and, sends me messages that say, thank you so much for your video, I learned so much, it just means the world. So thank you. And maybe I'll do more live videos. I don't know. I like to have polished, well thought out stuff, and these always feel kind of rambly and people get bored, but some of you might not. So anyway, thank you, and stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, don't hug and kiss each other. Except for your spouse, I guess you can't really help that, but do all the things everyone's saying, and remember, it takes a whole community. I was just reading an article. I have to go to work. I was just reading an article this morning about some of the reasons why some countries in Asia, like Japan and Taiwan and South Korea, weren't being hit as hard as Italy, and that's a lot of because of the culture of, well, A, they've been prepared for this because they have to deal with SARS and stuff like that, but B, the culture of, if the government says, hey, you guys need to start being safe and staying indoors and wearing masks, they go, yeah, sure, of course, we'll do it. But the Western civilization, like Europe and America, we're very, we're skeptical, we think for ourselves, we're defiant, which I think is great in a lot of ways. Don't think I'm not saying that. But in situations like this, sometimes it is better to just be safe, stay indoors, don't don't risk it, you know. So be safe, be happy. I love you all. Thank you so much for caring. Support your local feeders, tip your waitresses, all the things. And hey, as a hairdresser, if you cancel on me because of this, I'm not going to take it personally. I understand. I'm there for you. I want you to feel safe. Yes, don't feel too guilty if you want to be safe and cancel your hair or nail appointments. Um, be supportive. Give us a big tip the next time you see us, or, whatever. But you need to take care of yourself. So support your freelance friends, but take care of yourself. Okay? Ooh, I'm a manicure. Are you a manicurist? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Bye. I've never done this before. How do I turn this off? Are you sure you